Okay, now we're going to try and solve this really hard-looking cubic equation. This time, the lucky guess method, I'm afraid, it's going to get us started. It's vital to get us started, but it's going to need some help as well. Of course, solving it is the same thing as finding the roots, which is the same thing essentially as being able to factorize the cubic into 3 brackets. Because obviously when you've got the 3 brackets, it's very easy to get the solutions and go back and forth. In terms of getting started, we're just going to try and see if we can get lucky. So I could try x equals 0, but straight away you can see 0, 0, 0, 42. So I'll get remainder 42. Let's try x equals 1. So if I sub in x equals 1, what am I going to get? 10 lots of 1 cubed plus 9 lots of 1 squared minus 79 lots of 1 plus 42. Okay, so that would be 10 plus 9, so 19, minus 79, so that's like minus 60, plus 42, so that's like negative 18. So I've got a remainder negative 18 when I shove in x equals 1. Okay, let's try something else. Let's try x equals negative 1. See what I get. 10 lots of negative 1 cubed plus 9 lots of negative 1 squared minus 79 times negative 1 plus 42. So that's 42. Negative times a negative is a positive 79. Negative times a negative, because it's squared, is a positive 9. Negative times a negative times a negative is going to be negative 10. So negative 10, negative 1, positive 78, positive some big number, so it's going to be like 120 remainder. That's no good. I'm looking for something that I put it in and I get 0. Okay, let's lucky guess x equals 2. 10 times 2 cubed plus 9 times 2 squared minus 79 times 2 plus 42. So 2 cubed is 8. 10 times 8 is 80. 2 squared is 4. 4 times 9 is 36. 2 times 79 is going to be like negative 158 plus 42. Okay, let's just do this a bit. So, okay, this one and this one make 116. Add that is 158. It's basically 0. Boom, tick. Therefore, x equals 2 is a solution, or a root is a root. Okay, and therefore, x take away 2 is a factor. Okay, and if that's a factor, what I mean is this one can be x take away 2. These ones I'm going to try and work out next. How am I going to do that? Well, my new tool that I am just going to introduce to help me, because I say it's a mission to lucky guess all this, and you'll never get there, is a thing called algebraic long division. Got to love a bit of long division. How does it work? Well, let's just do, for example, 561 and divide it by 4. Good old bus stop method. Okay, so let's do it this way. How many 4s go into 5? 1 4 goes into 5. 1 times 4 means I've got 4 already, and 5 take away 4 would give me the number 1. Carrying down that 6 from there, and I've got 16. So how many 4s go into 16? Well, that's easy, that's 4. 4 times 4 is going to give me the 16. Take them away and I've got nothing, carrying down the 1. How many 4s go into 1? Well, that's 0. And then there's a remainder of 1 left at the end. How do I know? Because 0 times 4 is 0. 1 take away 0 is remainder 1 at the end. So I'm going to do this process, and I'm going to do this process with algebra. What I want to do right now is I'm going to take this and I'm going to divide it into here. So I'm going to have my x minus 2, and I'm going to divide that into the question, which was 10x cubed plus 9x squared minus 79x plus 42. Right, there we go. Let's give this a go. Right, so how many x's go into 10x cubed? Well, that would be 10x squared. 10x squared times x is 10x cubed. 10x squared times negative 2 is negative 20x. So if I do this times this, I've already got this bit here. Let's take that away, what I've already got, and see what I'm left with. 9 take away, well, 10 take away 10 is 0. 9 take away negative 20 is 29x squared. Okay, and I'm going to bring down the rest of it here if I want to. So let's bring it down to keep it simple. So take away 79x. Right. How many x's go into 29x squared? Well, that'll be positive 29 x's. So 29x times x is 29x squared. 29x times negative 2 is negative 58x. So by doing this, I've already got this. I've taken that away. By doing this, this one times this, when I expand it out, it gives me those two, give me that. That times that gives me this. Let's take that away and see what I'm left with. Gone. This one take away negative this one is going to end up with negative. The difference is 21, right? So negative 21x. Okay. How do I get negative 21x? Well, I do negative 21 times by x. Negative 21 times by x. I also do negative 21 times by minus 2. Because see, whenever I expand out the brackets, I'm always going to be doing this times the stuff and this times the stuff. So I've got negative 21x, negative 21 times negative 2 makes positive 42. Take them away and I've got nothing. Take them away and I've left with no remainder, 0 remainder. And this is good news because what it means is that x minus 2 does indeed divide into this function. And we knew it did because we already tried and we put in x equals 2, positive 2, and that told us x negative 2 must be a factor, i.e. the 0 remainder, because when I put it in, I get the answer 0. This tells me the remainder. Great. What have I done so far? Well, what I've done is I've realized that my first crazy looking equation, which is written here, 10x cubed plus 9x squared minus 79x plus 42 is the same thing as x minus 2, lots of the answer I got here, 10x squared plus 29x minus 21. So now all I have to do is factorize this. Same thing, whichever way you want to call it. So what I need to do is figure out, and this is now just a quadratic. It's quite a hard quadratic to factorize, but it is just a quadratic. The 10 could be 10 times 1. It's actually going to be a 5 times a 2 that's going to give me the 10. 21 is pretty likely to be a 7 times a 3. We just have to try and get it the right way round and make sure it all works out. 29 is quite a big number. I reckon I'm going to want the 5x times a positive 7 and then the 2x times a negative 3. So just have a look. 5x times 2x, 10x squared. Negative 3 times 7, negative 21. 5 times 7 gives me 35x. Take away 6x, and that doesn't give me the 29 that I wanted. So now I've fully factorized this mission that I started with, or equivalently, I've solved it, right? Because basically, that tells me x equals 2. This one here tells me what? Tells me x equals positive 3 over 5. Okay, 3 divided by 5 times 5, take away 3, gives me 0. And this one will be x equals negative 7 divided by that 2 there. Okay, so here are my 3 solutions, and here are my fully factorized version of this equation.